Hello, it's Nikki. So I'm just rustling through my endless notes today because I wanted to make this video because I've got lots to say, and hopefully some insider knowledge will help you to form a decision or at least figure out the next bit. And I find that this is so important in our business, in our lives, due to the amount of decisions that we have to make. We just have to unlock the next one, and then the next bit of information reveals itself. So today I'm going to be talking about FEA Create and Podia. These are two platforms I have been a paying customer of, and for a significant period of time. So having used them and worked out how I can use them, I feel that I have a lot to say. But this is not a negative video. This is not revealing things that I don't like about it. I'm not about that. I don't want to make videos like that on the internet or anywhere else. But what I do want to share with you is some advantages, because I think both of these platforms are absolutely incredible. It just depends what you need, what your business is, and what you're all about. So to give you a very quick overview of why I use what I use and what kind of business I have. So I am somebody who has a portfolio career. I'm a trained actor, a personal branding coach, a writer, a speaker, and a podcaster. So and also I do affiliates and workshops and collaborations and various other things. So I have two needs for my website. The first is, I guess, a portfolio version. So really showcasing the things that I've done before, what I'm all about, how I can help people, showcasing my services. And the second part is that I want it to be a fully functioning shop. So people can buy and access whatever they need whenever they need it. One of my main values in my business and my life is that I want my business not only to grow every day, but grow whilst I'm working, whilst I'm eating, sleeping, playing, whatever it is that I'm doing. So those are a few things that I thought would be useful to share. I have a couple of questions for you to kick things off, because this will give you some insider information as to how you can potentially move forward. And these were two questions that I have constantly asked myself. I've had a website for about 15 years now, and this has always been great as part of the process for me, because I'm not very good when I have to do what other people say. I mean, that's probably more about my personality. But you know, when people say, right, your about page has to be 3 paragraphs, that's it, no messing about, don't sway from this, otherwise your whole business will fall apart. I don't really like those do's and don'ts. I find them a bit limiting sometimes. And I also have data to support that. So for the last 20 years, I've also realized that work for me as a freelancer, as a creative, has arrived. Sorry, our washing machine is choosing this moment to do a wild spin. The opportunities and the offers of work have come to me in such a weird and wonderful way. And so I never want to make my online presence so rigid and stiff that it negates the part of me that I want to be flexible, essentially. So 2 things. What do you need now? What do you need from your website, your online presence? Now, you can do this mentally, you can do this financially, you can do this logistically, you can do this brand-wise, you can do this money-wise, you can do this business-wise. You really have to think about what is on your wish list. So what do you want the thing to do? And this is really important when you're going to buy anything. And recently, last year, we moved into this house. And there were many things that, for example, there was one kitchen cabinet TV cabinet that we purchased. And I remember us looking, I mean, probably only for a couple of weeks, but it felt endless. We were sending links back and forth to each other. What do you think about this? No, it's too high. It's not wide enough. It's too wide. That cupboard's not going to work. You can't get anything in there. The wood's like all of these things. But that was so much easier because we had very much claimed what it is that we wanted. And then once you know what you want and need, you have a checklist to play with. So already I would eliminate things, kind of like the game of Guess Who. I would eliminate things because I'd say, well, that's never going to fit anyway. So I'm not even going to send that because I now know what the measurement is. And this is very important to do as an exercise now. So what do you need today for your website to do? And what do you need it to do in a year? And it's really important that you connect your online goals and your website with who you are becoming a year from now. Because these things take time to build, to test, to experiment, to work, to have a process, to get data, to do what it needs to do. And you may think, well, I don't know, a year from now I'll figure it out or I'll do something different. But how many times do we say or we hear, I can't believe Christmas has come round again? Like, time really does fly. So having in the back of your mind where you're going in a year, what you're building, what you're doing, this will open up your capacity and possibility for where you could go next. Let's start with FEA Create. So FEA Create was founded by Carrie Green, who I have followed for many, many years in the Female Entrepreneur Association. She's actually coming on the podcast shortly. I've been part of her members club. I've been to online events. I've been to in-person events. And I've always loved what she stands for, because not only does she talk about the technicalities of running an online business, but she talks about what it takes as a human being as well. And that's been really interesting and so useful to follow. But here's what I want to say. The fact that her and her team, the developers, have created this, if we go back to this wish list idea, her being a founder, I'm sure, and I don't know the details until she comes on the podcast, but I'm sure, having run an online business herself, she would have a very strict criteria of what she would need or what would be useful for her. And for me personally, experiencing that customer service, I've really, really noticed that. The second thing I want to talk about is that the customer support is incredible. So they have a live chat, they have email support, and also they have a Facebook group. So you can write any daft, they're not all daft, but you can write any query, has this happened to anybody else? Or I want to build this thing and I feel like there's a better way. Is there a better way? Can anybody advise? Because you're in a group with like-minded people who are also trying to create an online business, the knowledge, the hive that you experience and you connect with is enormous. Like the amount of time, the value is enormous rather. The amount of times where people have gone, don't do that, Nikki, waste of time, do this. I'm like, thank you. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, Sarah. That is great. Thank you for giving me that shortcut. And sometimes when you have that just purely kind of help center version, when you create something, sometimes they're not giving you the other option. They're not talking to you as a user. They're talking to you as somebody who needs to help you. So that is incredible. Okay, the final thing that I want to really shout about with FEA Create is that it is fully customizable. It also is an all-in-one platform. That's a little bonus one there. It's an all-in-one platform. So it does everything. Your invoicing, your membership, your newsletter, your website. It is all in one. And it's also really customizable. So whatever it is that you want to do, whatever sort of twists and turns and flares you want to add into your business, you absolutely can. And that is an incredible opportunity to really feel like you're stepping into what your customer, what your client would absolutely love, and then being able to provide them, instead of going, oh yeah, sorry, we're not really doing that, or my system doesn't really doing that, thinking, oh no, actually I could do that, and there's a piece of the puzzle here, and that could be completely possible. So FEA Create currently, I believe, is $97 per month, which I think is working out something like £94 because of the exchange rate. So check it out. It may take a bit of time to build and tweak, but the support, as I mentioned, is incredible. They do onboarding calls and they can really walk through. And you know what? It's lovely when you're in a situation where you don't feel like it's uncomfortable to ask simple questions. In fact, they relish it. Come on, bring all your questions to the table. So that is really lovely, especially as somebody who was born in 81 and remembers time with VHSs and way before the internet. So that is FEA Create. If you want a free trial, grab the affiliate link down below. I receive a small commission as that. But as I mentioned, I have been a paying customer of FEA Create, and I would not be wasting my time creating a video if I didn't think it was great. Okay, I'm going to jump onto Podia now. Jump on, that's a bit of a digital term. Okay, the first thing I want to say about Podia, it is so simple and straightforward. It's a drag and drop scenario. It's very well signposted. It tells you exactly what to do next. Even if you start to wander off somewhere or get distracted, it's almost like it goes, no, back. Do this, upload the video here, add the file, press publish, you're done. That is great if you want to get started and if you want to get things up and running really, really quickly. And I love that accessibility feature to it. And as I've mentioned before, there sometimes feels like a lot of barriers to entry for women in technology. So the fact that it's there and you can get going and moving and shaking is brilliant. Number 2. Another feature I really love about it is the chat box. So I know when I've had other websites previously, I've created these big long forms about people applying to work with me or inquiring about hiring me. And I know myself, sometimes I want to, when I'm looking for somebody, sometimes I just want to be able to send the inquiry and say it in my words and not be restricted by a form. And so this messenger is so great because it goes directly to my email. I can see that somebody's there and off we go. And it just keeps it simple, especially as well when you're making inquiries. Sometimes you don't have all the information. So if I made it compulsory, for example, that somebody had to say what their budget was if they were inquiring about me coming and doing a speaking gig for them, and they don't have the budget through yet, they're just looking for availability, they can use the messenger option and we can begin the conversation. It's great. I love it. I also love using Podia's messaging as well, because that's been great. Because I don't know about you, but when I need the help or when I'm stuck, I want it now. I really want it now. And I would love to be patient and say like, oh, I don't mind 24 hours, 48 hours is absolutely fine. But the number of times I've been like, what, 48 hours? But the fact that somebody's clicked in immediately, it's very good for morale. And I know that that is not a great character habit, impatience, but you know, we're busy people and that is a really great customer service element. Finally, talking about customer service, I love Podia's emails because it's like having a cheerleader in your pocket. So when I connected my domain, for example, they sent me an email going, oh my gosh, you've done it. And in my head, I was thinking, I have done it and it feels great. When you're working on your own, or when you're working in your comfort zone, no, out of your comfort zone, you have no idea what you're doing. I don't know if I've connected it. Have I added the C name in, the A, the whatever? Where is it pointing to? What is it? I don't know. I don't know the answers. And my intention is I just want it to work. I just want it to work. So the fact that as soon as something goes live or something happens or changes, Podia is straight in my inbox saying, well done, Nikki, you've bloody done it. I mean, that's not their copy, but yeah, it feels really good. Once again, Podia, you can join the free plan, and only when you're ready do you upgrade. So you can spend 6 months building something and then set it live, and you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to create something in 7 days. Once again, it's incredible. I've been a paying customer, and I can't recommend it anymore. So just wanted to throw a few things in there. I know there are so many different options, but as I mentioned, you can use the messenger button on my website if you want to ask me questions or find out more. Equally, if you want help with your online presence, your website, not the actual building of it, but what do I write? How do I create content pillars? Who am I? What am I saying? What's the flow? What am I all about? I can definitely help you to do that. So yeah, let me know. I'll leave the links down below. Go and try them. Go and explore them. See what you like. See what works with your businesses, your personality, the way you like to work, and let me know how you get on. All right, that's it for today. Lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.